So let's talk a little bit about your oral presentations that are coming up. Of course, there's a slight difference between the on-ground and the online folks. On ground, be prepared to come and share. You're going to kind of walk us through everything in class. For the lovely people on the online class, make sure that your presentation. Here's what I'd like. Send me a copy of your your slides without your voiceovers, and then also send me in the same Dropbox a copy of your video recording. I know they both will be the same, but let me have. It would be easier if I need to give you some feedback on the PowerPoint slides if they're not attached to the voiceover. So give me the slides by themselves, and then give me your presentation with your voiceover. Both of those, so that I can do that for you. Okay, wonderful. Let's see. How do I get to the next? Sorry, y'all. Let's see. Here we go. So, oh, not really, huh? I agree. Now I've got you pretty worried though, huh? So, this is far from a great slide, isn't it? I'm sorry. There are so many things wrong with this slide, and they're very, it's too much to mention. So, master's level students don't usually produce horrible slides like this. However, there's some aspects of this slide that people do include, and that's what we like to seek to avoid. I would like to see all of you not give me something that's kind of like this. So the outline, the first or second slide should have an outline. It gives your audience a good idea of the structure of your presentation. It helps to keep you, helps us to be able to follow that. And it also gives us an idea of when you're nearing the end of your presentation. It's a good idea to use the outline headings in your presentation, as this will get us through the main points throughout the presentation. So please include that. The slide layout, don't whack it up with too many slides on there. Less is more, although I know that there's some give and take on this, just given the fact of what we're doing. You don't have to use complete sentences. Use the point form. What you're wanting to do is put significant words out there for us to remember, so the message is going to stay with us. 6 points per the 6-6 slide is good to follow. No more than 6 dot points, and no more than 6 words per dot point. I can budge on that second part, but you don't want the slides to be so small that we can't see them. You can't always stick to this, but it's generally a good form. And then wordiness is just, it's the bane of us all, including your instructor. So, so help us out there with your keywords. Your slide layout, of course, this does contain too many words. Obviously, for those of you who are more apt at this is not what you want to do. People are going to be straining to read that amount of information. And in addition, for those of you on ground, they're going to be torn from wanting to read this or to listen to you, and I would like for them to listen to you. Now, for those of you online, it's a little bit different. But here's something I would like you to try to work on. Not reading directly from the slides all the time. And a lot of us, we do that, but give us some information up there, and you can have talking points that can kind of work you into that, and then you can tell us some things that are good. We want you to be better presenters on this. Fonts are good. You would use a different size to show the hierarchy with what you've got. Title is 36, the main point's 28. This font there is 24. We'd like you to use a standard font like Arial. Or New Times Roman, anything, those are pretty much the standard. I know they're kind of boring, but So you can help us there. And we'll give you some ideas of how you should do this. So here are some bad fonts. Well, wait a minute. Let's go back to here for just a second. See, you've got some different ideas here, and you can learn from that. The bad. Well, let's go back. Oh gosh, sorry, y'all. If you use a small font, we're not going to be able to read what you've written. For those of you on ground, if you had a handout, that might not be a bad thing. You know, you could have stuff on that. Capitalize only when necessary. We don't. Otherwise, then we feel like you're shouting at us to read, and it looks like you're shouting. And don't use a complicated font, as you can kind of see here. They don't work very well. Color is not bad. You know, you can use a font color that contrasts sharply with the background. Sometimes it's good for keywords. Sometimes it can reinforce what you're wanting to do there. But do it only occasionally. High contrast is what we're looking for. So either a dark background with a light text or a light background with a dark text. But sometimes there are some difficulties. So take a look and see how you would be able to see this. Let's give you some other examples here. Now this is bad. Look at it. Don't use color for decoration. It's annoying. It's distracting. Using a different color for each point, it's very unnecessary. Also unnecessary for secondary points. And, you know, trying to be creative, no, let's just not do that. Less is more in this case. Backgrounds are good. Have a simple background. You can use backgrounds that contrast with the text or the imagery. And you would want to use the same background consistently throughout your presentation. Some standard backgrounds that you can find in PowerPoint can vary from light to dark, making the choice of font difficult. In one part of the slide, the contrast might be good, but in other places it might not be bad. Now we're going to see another one here. This is bad. Just no. So this is distracting. It's difficult to read. I don't know. This is kind of like Austin Powers, I think, or a rainbow flag, which is fine, but it's a little bit, and it's a little over the top. And I think it takes a little bit away of what you're trying to do. In your conclusion, you know, structure your presentation, keep it simple, minimal content, avoid pointless animations. Use pictures now if they're helpful. Use diagrams if they're helpful, but only if they assist. And make sure that you have accuracy and content with your content and structure your presentation. Keep it simple. Well, I don't need to say any more on this. I think you've got the idea here. And then your final written report. You know, this is in detail. Your introduction, your description of the community. Here's how we want you to structure this. Everybody needs to follow this if I'm not being clear enough. So help us. Your methods, your results, your discussion. Whoops, went too fast there, sorry. You know, introduce the reader to the scope of the report, your needs assessment goal, your population, your assessment strategies, that is, you know, your stakeholder interviews, your qualitative and quantitative methods, and the PROCEED model framework. Everybody should be using this. You know, PROCEED models, phases that build upon, steps in community organizing. These are things that, you know, go back to some of the slides that you've seen throughout the semester of where we say, you know, just take from this. We really want you to do that. So that would be kind of nice. So please follow this. So here are some sample characteristics. You can do things like this. It gives you a lot of information in a small space. You can use a table. Make sure that we can read it. This is a little much, though, don't you think? It needs to be a little bit darker, and because I think if we're viewing this in a classroom setting, that you would have some difficulty in seeing how all that goes. Here's another example, barriers to physical activity. You can take a look at that. For your qualitative, you can give us some information regarding quotes from your focus group discussions or your stakeholder, things that are important. Not everything needs to be on there, but this would be good. Another table results, you can kind of see that. There, look at that. That looks good. That looks really kind of nice. And then you've got your oral presentation. This is what we wanted to do. You're preparing to give a professional presentation describing your assessment project. Should be no more than 20 minutes long as possible in length. Of course, everybody's going to submit at the same time. Be prepared to submit on ground Monday. Be prepared to have your slides done for your online. Please present these to the Dropbox before class on Monday. The presentation should follow the same format as the final written report, including key figures and tables as appropriate. That's all. Although that's quite a lot, though, right? I am really looking forward to this, and I hope that you are too. You've spent this whole semester preparing for this, and so please do this. Make it as enjoyable as possible. For those of you who are doing a voiceover, make sure that your volume is good. Make sure that there's no distracting background noises. We've had some of those in the past. For the online folks, again, give me a copy of your PowerPoint without the voiceover, and also your voiceover presentation. Keep those separate if you'll do that. And for some of you, you're doing it as an MP4. That works just as fine as well. But give me those slides separate without anything else attached to them. All right. I hope you're enjoying Thanksgiving holiday. I know it's stressful. Everyone's stressful. I'm going to go eat some more mac and cheese, I think. And I will see you all on Monday. If you have questions, please send me an email. I have things up here, and I hope to be able to answer your questions quickly. And I look forward to it. I'll see you Monday. Bye.